So it is 2 in the morning. You were just staring at the ceiling, right?
Yeah, wide awake.
Wide awake, and your brain is just playing this like 4K highlight reel of that one tiny mistake you made at work 8 hours ago.
The absolute worst feeling.
It really is. And it feels like a personal failure when you cannot turn that off.
Yeah.
But what if that spiral of negativity isn't a personality flaw at all? What if it's actually just a biological trap?
Well, that is the fascinating part.
Yeah, and that is exactly what we are getting into today. This is episode 8 in our deep dive series on the book You Happier by Dr. Daniel Amen. And we are really exploring why your brain hijacks you like this and, how to actually stop it.
Because that 2 a.m. panic, it actually makes perfect sense if you look at it from an evolutionary standpoint.
Wait, really? How so?
Well, think about our early ancestors. They survived by hyper-focusing on fear. I mean, if you missed a subtle threat like a rustling bush or a shadow, you just didn't live to see the next day.
Wow, okay, so it was literally life or death.
Exactly. But today, you aren't running from a predator. You are just trying to get some sleep.
Right.
Yet that default negative setting is still running. It's just pumping cortisol into your bloodstream and keeping your nervous system on high alert.
So, wait, my brain is basically acting like an overprotective bodyguard who just sees life or death threats everywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And you can't exactly just tell a bodyguard to relax when they genuinely believe you are in actual danger.
It makes so much sense.
And letting those negative thoughts run wild actually physically impairs your brain. Focusing on anger or worry literally reroutes blood flow away from your prefrontal cortex and your temporal lobes.
Which are the parts that do what exactly?
Those are the areas responsible for logical thinking, learning and decision-making.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the blood rushes straight to your amygdala instead.
Ah, the survival center.
Right, preparing you to fight or flee. It even dials down activity in your cerebellum, which is the part of your brain that coordinates physical movement.
Wait, hold on. So my brain is literally draining resources from my logic and coordination centers just to fuel panic.
It is.
That completely explains why I drop my coffee mug or trip over my own feet when I'm already running late and stressed. I am literally becoming clumsier.
Oh, absolutely. The gut-brain connection is powerful and immediate. Chronic negative thoughts create muscle tension and they drive up your blood pressure.
Jeez.
But directing your mind toward hopeful thoughts physically reverses that mechanism.
Okay.
It triggers the release of dopamine and serotonin. That signals your nervous system that you are safe, which lowers your blood pressure and calms your limbic brain, your emotional command center. We don't experience life. We experience the life we focus on.
I like that, but I want to push back on that a little bit.
Sure.
It sounds great in theory, but what does this actually look like during a chaotic workday? I mean, if my inbox is exploding and deadlines are piling up, simply thinking happy thoughts feels a little detached from reality.
Well, that is where psychological self-distancing comes in. You give that negative, spiraling voice in your head a specific name. We all have intrusive thoughts, right?
Definitely.
So when that voice starts screaming that you are going to miss the deadline and get fired, you recognize it as a third party. You call it the doomsayer or, anxious Andy.
Why does giving it a ridiculous name actually help, though?
Because it shifts the neural activity back to your prefrontal cortex.
Oh.
Yeah, by naming it, you force your brain to analyze the emotion instead of just blindly feeling it. You acknowledge it, let yourself feel that bad emotion for a brief moment, and then you just put that troublemaker back into its metaphorical cage.
It gives you some distance.
Exactly. It gives you the necessary distance to choose whether you actually want to respond to those thoughts or just move forward.
That is brilliant.
Yeah.
But how do you catch that spiral the exact second it starts? Like before the bodyguard locks you in the panic room.
You use a micro habit to interrupt the physical pattern. When the negative thought hits, you literally say the word, stop out loud, stand up, take 3 deep breaths.
Okay, so saying stop out loud and suddenly standing up might be like a bit awkward if I am sitting in an open plan office.
Oh, absolutely. But you can just whisper it or even just mouth the word.
Oh. Okay.
As long as you break the physical posture you were in while stressing, doing that creates this mental void.
And voids demand to be filled.
Right, exactly. If you don't intentionally fill that space, your brain just snaps right back to the obsession. You must immediately focus on a specific happy memory.
Like really focus on it.
Yes, use all your senses to relive it. What did the air feel like? What were the smells?
So you are basically programming your nervous system for joy by taking control of your focus. It really comes down to building a brain that works for you instead of against you.
Beautifully said.
Well, make sure to like and subscribe to get notified about the next episode. But before you go, just mull this over. If your nervous system has spent years practicing how to physically manifest stress, what happens to your body if you spend the next week practicing how to be happy?